Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're looking at the AEV Prospector XL. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Cresta here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So powering this is the standard output Cummins, which is a 6.7 liter turbo diesel inline 6 that goes through a 6-speed automatic. It puts out 370 horsepower and then 850 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, because this is built off of a night edition package, you've got the sport hood here with the venting there, and then also on the side. Looks really cool. Cab lights here at the top, and then it's a Laramie, so you've got the upgraded headlights. Again, with the night edition, they're all blacked out. Same thing with the grille, and this is where you guys can see the giant brush guard. I mean, this thing is absolutely enormous. We've got the AEV pod lights there in the center. We also have a winch that comes with this as well, and super rigid recovery points on top of that. And this does come with extra protection underneath. Really cool look. AEV always does a great job with the looks and then obviously the functionality. But yeah, the front end of this truck, I think this is like the best looking front end of any diesel truck just because of that brush guard and then the bumper and everything. It just looks so good. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 40 by 13.5 by 17 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see with the wheels here, really cool design, and notice how you've got that kind of cover over the valve stem to help out with protecting it while off-road. And yeah, super aggressive mud terrain tires. We also have a lift with this. You guys can see the Bilstein shocks, custom made for this truck with the weight and everything that it's going to handle. And then you got these huge fender flares. Got a little marker light there on it, which is pretty cool. AEV Prospector XL here on the side. This one does come with power side steps on top of that. And then popping over to the rear, you've got another shock upgrade there in the back. It's kind of hard to see with the rear. If you're wondering why they picked the 2500, it's because of the coil suspension. And then here's your side view, and once you see this, you can't unsee it. I mean, a Ram HD on 40s, like this is just the best look for the truck. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the tailgate drop down as well as the remote start function and the Ram logo. And then popping in, no bed liner from the factory or anything like that. You can always add that in after the fact. We do have an outlet here, and then we got the spare tire, which is, yep, another 40 with a wheel. It just looks so cool here in the bed. It's massive. I would not want to have to deal with like unloading that because of just how heavy 40s are. But anyways, lifting that up, it's easy. See, everything's blacked out again because night edition, including the AEV badge. I think it's cool they blacked that out. And then you got more lights here on the bumper. And then again, you've got this custom bumper that comes with this. And then usually these come with a diff cover, yeah. Huge rear differential, but you got a cover there to protect because that's low-hanging fruit off-road, so it's nice that that's also protected as well. And then you got the little mud flap there. But putting it all together, best looking HD truck on the market. I just reviewed that ZR2 the other day, and although the ZR2 is cool, this is on a whole nother level because it's got 40s, for goodness sakes. Now quickly, this one's built off of a crew cab, so again you got the power side steps, but Laramie, so you've got AEV there on the headrest, and then you got the regular stock leather seats. And then they don't really do a ton to the interior, so again this is all stock Laramie. It's actually the payload 641 pounds, or sorry, I'm confused now. 744 kilograms, so it's more, that's 1,641 pounds, not 641. It looks like it got like erased a little bit. Interesting. Anyways, AEV there on the headrest, and then you can see with all the trim. Let's see how getting in is. It's honestly not bad at all. Like, that's pretty easy. Now, because this comes with auxiliary switches from the factory, that's where the items are tied in, like the lights and everything. And then just to quickly show you, digital gauge cluster with this. Pretty quick startup there. I don't think this one has the 360 camera system. We'll see. Yeah, just the regular rear view camera, no 360 system in this one. But outside that, Laramie comes with heated cold seats, dual zone climate, power sliding rear window as well. And then just a nicer interior. I mean, look at these seats again, AEV there in the headrest. But yeah, really nice trim throughout. And this one actually has a bench seat. So it's quite a bit of glare, so it's gonna be hard to see the window sticker, but this Laramie Night Edition stickers for $90,315, so that's just without the AEV stuff. Now the AEV package does add quite a bit to it, and I actually can't see the whole window sticker, there we go. So after all options and everything, $129,621 is the total MSRP on what is basically a factory monster truck. Let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before I set off. Here's visibility of the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot running with the rest of the rear. The 40 does get in the way a little bit, but it's not. It's actually pretty bad. So, I frankly was actually not going to review this truck today because I already posted a review on one of these not too long ago. But the vehicle I was going to review today was a Dodge Hornet. Talking about the Dodge Hornet, and the first Dodge Hornet was dead. Dead. And the second Dodge Hornet, get into it, mega dead. So I was like, you know what? I'm not supposed to review Dodge Hornet today. We're going to review something else. And I figured it would be cool to come back to this because I just reviewed the ZR2 Bison HD. And so I figured jumping into this and just kind of seeing, you know, what this feels like to drive, you know, relatively in pretty close time frame with a ZR2 Bison. And obviously this is more expensive than a ZR2 Bison by like over $20,000. But it's a much different package in a way. So first off, handles great for what this is. I mean, this is a solid front and rear axle diesel HD truck. And it actually is super easy to drive. That's the thing that's kind of like scary about this truck in a way. I know it's weird to say scary, but like it's so daily drivable that it's like, maybe I should get a monster truck. Now I will say the Cummins, although, you know, it's tried and true, it's not as fun as that new Duramax. The new Duramax really is just super smooth, got great power. This, especially pushing 40s, this powertrain's struggling a little bit. It is struggling a little bit. Outside of that, I think that, you know, cool that they picked the Laramie. I've said this in the past, I think they should build this off of the Rebel package because the Rebel still looks really cool with the hood and everything, but it has a rear locking differential, whereas the Laramies with the Night Edition, they don't have a rear locking differential. It's the only downside about this from an off-road perspective. You know, obviously a front locker too would be great, but if you at least have a rear locker, that rear locker with 40s, I mean, you'll be able to get through most stuff. So much torque. But again, it's not, just with how this develops power and how the 6-speed is tuned and everything, it's not that fast. But I will say the ride, I mean, you do hear quite a bit of noise from the mud terrains, but the ride's really good. Mud terrains usually at the road, you kind of feel it from the tires. This doesn't really do that. It's just smooth. I think a big part of that's the suspension and the shocks. Subaru owners not knowing where to turn in. Or it looks like they're on a test drive, actually. But, yeah, this drives so well. It scares me. Because it's like, man, should I get one of these? If it had a rear locking differential, sold. But maybe I'll just wait for them to do the 40s on the Silverado. I hear that might happen. And the braking's not too bad. I mean, you do have to get into the pedal more. 40s, you know, it's a bit more moving mass, so you do have to kind of push into that pedal a bit more. It's not bad though. It's not bad. Such a comfortable truck. So overall, you'd think this truck would drive like crap. That's, seriously, you think it would drive like crap. I mean, 40s are nice. They provide quite a bit of cushion, but still, solid front rear axles. Lifted, should not be comfortable at all. Should be super bumpy, super uncomfortable, and it's not. It's so comfortable. But that's the thing that's so cool about this truck, but also so like scary about it, because it's like, man, it makes it so it's easier to justify spending over $120,000 on a vehicle. Now when it comes to the price tag, obviously AEV is limited by, you know, Ram with where they price their truck at, and Ram's kind of, you know, with the discounts they have in the trucks, you can see they've kind of priced their trucks a little bit higher than they ought to be. I mean, like the ZR2 that has the AEV stuff on this is like a $100,000 truck. Still a lot of money, but for the $20,000 price difference, this compared to a ZR2 Bison, you're getting bigger tires and, you know, obviously more ground clearance because of the bigger tires, and then you have, you know, the suspension, everything's built for this, but the multimatic shocks are built for the ZR2, just saying. So putting it all together, really cool truck, drives really well, but I do think that with the fact that you've got the new Ford Tremor and you've got that ZR2 Bison, I think that's going to kind of eat up the desire for some people to buy something like this, because, you know, although those trucks don't have as big of tires, although they don't look as cool in my opinion, they're a lot less money. And so I think people can justify having slightly not as cool of a looking truck, but spending over $20,000 less. Let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know if you'd get this over the ZR2 and over the Ford Tremor. How I'd rank it personally, it's gonna make some people angry. ZR2 Bison, this, and then the Tremor. I'm not a fan of the Ford HD Tremor. It's not as cool as the ZR2 and as this, in my opinion, but let me know your thoughts.